Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back. Are we light? Okay, we're lit. Here we go. Not really, guys. It's Ted Bogert with the Ted Show. Super excited to have my friend Danny back. Danny Hernandez is here with us, and my friend Blake Blahut is here. Realty ONE Group Inspiration.com is their website. We're going to hear their journey today. I'm super excited. I got to spend some time with them. Danny made a big move recently, and Blake has roots here. We've all got good stuff to talk about. Welcome, gentlemen, to the show. I can call you gentlemen, right? Are we all?
Absolutely. Always.
So welcome to the show. So Danny, you've been on the show before. We've talked before live, I believe, right? Many times.
Yep.
So Blake's new to it. So we're going to start with Blake. I told you before we went live, the audience loves an origin story. They kind of want to know how you got from point A to point B. You obviously didn't play with G.I. Joe Realtor toys in your beginning years, Blake. So give them a little 411 on you.
Absolutely. I've been licensed for almost 8 years now. I quite literally grew up around the industry. My mother's been in the business since the 90s. So I'm a second generation licensed broker as well. Been in production that whole time ever since I graduated from UCF. Go Knights.
Go Knights. Me too.
Go Black and Gold, and Realty ONE Group is also Black and Gold, so that's convenient too. Yeah, just a little bit of background on me is just I quite literally grew up around the real estate industry and been full time 8 years ever since I finished up at UCF.
Go Knights. Yes, UCF is my home team. It's where I met my wife, so we love it. All right, Danny, tell them about you, and welcome to the show, Blake. I've been wanting to get you on for a while, so I'm glad you're here.
Appreciate it.
Isn't he a class act?
He's a class act, especially for that millennial kind of stuff. I love it.
And it's funny you're saying that. I did make a big move. I went to Realty ONE Group actually a year ago this month.
How long did you have your brokerage before you did that?
35 years. So I've been an independent for 35 years. The last time I was on your show, I was an independent.
You were.
And in fact, I believe I remember saying I would never go to a branch.
I'm sure you did many times over.
But yet, here I am with Realty ONE Group. It's just something that, I wasn't even looking for a job. I received a phone call, and here I am as the Senior Director of Global Growth for Realty ONE Group.
Oh, say it again. You're the Senior Director of
Global Growth.
Global Growth. So tell us what that means, because global is I'm on the Global Council for Aura.
Right.
It's a big buzzword. It's a big deal. I feel like our market is ripe for it. So not just here, but you travel, you go, you're opening markets, you're supporting your franchisees. So tell them a little bit about that.
So my role is basically to support master franchisors, not franchisees.
Oh yes, franchisors.
Franchisors across outside the United States. So we're now, as of last year when I joined with Realty ONE Group, we currently have now 11 offices in 11 different countries.
Nice.
Which is pretty unique. In fact, I'll be traveling on September the 30th to Spain for our grand opening in Spain. I just came from Costa Rica from our grand opening. So currently we have
Sounds
Singapore.
rough, Danny.
Yes. We have Singapore. We have Philippines. We have offices in Italy. We actually have 2 offices in Italy. Portugal, we just signed on. Bolivia, Eastern Canada.
Wow.
Go Canada. Costa Rica, which is exciting. Ecuador, Bolivia. I mean, we're expanding everywhere. My job basically is to come be the face internationally for Realty ONE Group, which, as I love to do. And
He loves that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also support all of our Florida offices. That's where Blake comes into play, because I do support all the Florida offices from anything that's in the state of Florida. I come in and support as well. A, because I have a broker experience, because my previous job as a broker owner, and B, because of the culture. Now, mind you, I said culture.
Did you hear him? He said COOLTURE.
COOLTURE.
Tell us about the COOLTURE, Danny.
Well, at Realty ONE Group, we believe in our 6 C's, which is the commission, the coaching, the care, the connect, the community, and the culture. Mind you, I say culture, not culture, culture. We're the brokerage. How can I say, we're not your normal brokerage. In fact, we've only been in business now 17 years. Before that, about 5 years ago, we had 35 offices west of the Mississippi. But now we have over 400 offices and in 11 countries. 5 years later, I mean, this is insane. I felt that this is the place for me, just like you.
I get it.
You know when this is your home.
That's correct.
And that's exactly how I felt with Realty ONE Group, just because of the culture that they have. One of the things that surprised me about Realty ONE Group and meeting affiliates like owners like ourselves, like Blake, is that we're really connected. I know that sounds cliche, but we really are. In fact, I'll tell you this. Most brands, I mean, I have not seen a brand yet where the president comes visit your office. That says a lot.
It does say a lot.
I mean, if you really think about it, we were, I think it was like in February or something like that.
It was early.
The president of the company, Vinny Tracy, who was with, I don't want to say the brand name, but you know that balloon? Anyway, he was with the balloon for over 40 years. Basically, he's the one that basically created Remax. And for that particular person, that icon, for me, it's a privilege to be working side by side with it.
Right.
And not only that, but actually go and visit an office like Blake. That says a lot.
What was your choice? I want to ask Blake because I think it's because you're newer, obviously 8 years graduated. What was your, did you immediately go to Realty One? Did you, because I like people to know the process, because it's a process. When you're choosing anywhere you want to work, whether it be lending or real estate, you really have to know if it's the right fit for you. So how did you know?
You know, I mean, I did have a couple stops beforehand. My mother just so happens to be named Teresa, Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa.
She's actually the broker of Realty ONE Group Inspiration. She has been a coach, a mentor, a trainer, and she actually was the manager of Sterling Sotheby's when it was Sterling Sotheby's at the time. So I meant that I had started my journey there. For me, at the time, I was just really drawn to really good brands. And that was something that drawn me into it. And after time, I kind of learned that I was learning to try to like figure out what would be like a really good business model for me long term. What would be best for me and my business and the brand that I was personally trying to build. And so after a while, I kind of adapted what was most important to me for longevity for my career.
And I think that a lot of people, your age group, we were talking before we went live, Blake's age group, they really do evaluate, like they really vet companies out. They're a lot better than, you know, I keep saying I'm the Civil War generation or older. And I feel like we just accepted the path that we went on and we stayed on it for a long time. But your age group really does vet it out. So I love the fact that you're look at that. And I think you have to have a couple of stops along the way to figure out what you really want and what you don't want. So let's talk about the global a little bit, Danny, because that's a big buzzword. That's huge. We talked again earlier before we went live that the market here in Central Florida is ripe for global, but it's not just here. You're going outward. So are you opening those offices or those markets because people want to buy here, or is it also because Americans want to buy international?
And you know, I'm so happy you asked that. It's vice versa. Basically, that's what it really is. We want to be able to create a network where you can just go to one place, and that, you know, again, our model is one. That's our company, Realty ONE Group. If you notice our branding, I don't know if you had gone to our branding page, but we're not your cookie cutter, you know, brand. We're different. We're the brokerage. We're the fresh new look. You know, again, everybody can copy any of our 6 years, but they can't copy our culture, and that's what sets us apart from everybody else.
I love it.
Yeah, you know.
And that's COOLTURE with 2 L's, by the way, or 2 O's.
2 O's.
COOLTURE.
COOLTURE.
Yeah.
What do you guys see in? I always ask realtors when they come on. People want to know what's your opinion of the market. We obviously, I think, can agree that there's been a shift. I don't think it's the sky is falling at all, like a lot of the media puts out there. So, what are you all seeing from your different job, your different perspectives within the real estate community? What do you guys see?
Definitely seeing it slow down a little bit, but I think it's more returning to, in my opinion, a more stable marketplace is the way that I like to describe it. You're still seeing a lot of transactions taking place. You're starting to see a lot of people that are still actively looking to buy and sell real estate. So really, I think just the pace of the market has changed, but I think it's in a healthy spot personally, just because I feel like buyers finally have a little bit more relief.
They do, right? You buyers feeling it because you should,
and I think that's really important because I think the buyers are the ones that drive the demand, And as long as we have a strong, steady stream of buyers, which we do, the market's always going to be in a great place.
Agreed. How about you, Danny, from a big global perspective?
Don't you agree that we live in the best state?
I absolutely agree with that. Always will.
And I always say to, real estate practitioners that we always talk to in our network is that, we live in the happiest place in earth. Don't we?
We do.
We actually have one thing that nobody else has. We have Mickey Mouse across the street.
That's right.
And as long as children are going to be born, that damn mouse is going to keep on building.
The mouse is building.
That's not going to stop. So with that being said, people want to come here, especially on vacation.
Right.
We live right now in an angry world, and we need more love in this world. And we feel at Realty ONE Group that we're all about relationships. When you're on vacation, especially if you're coming from Europe or South America, wherever you're coming from, you end up living here.
That's true.
So that's why I say, as long as Mickey Mouse is going to keep on building, hey, people are going to keep on moving to Florida. They're going to need a realtor. So that's why we strategically place, offices all throughout the not only throughout the United States, but throughout the world, the nation. We're painting the globe gold. Why? Because we believe that there's especially a need in the state of Florida because we're the gateway for the world. So we're in the best place, the best situation. And again, it's all about relationships.
It's all relationships.
It truly is.
You all have, so many of you who may not be watching this now because you're not in the industry anymore, you missed out on that whole relationship discussion that we've all been screaming about for the last 18 months. If you don't have the relationships in place, real relationships, like solid ones, you are probably struggling or you've probably moved on because now is when the relationships really matter. It's not order taking anymore. So as we wrap up, I always like to ask a personal question. It won't get too personal, but I'm going to ask you both the same question. I'm going to ask Danny first, so Blake has a minute to think since this is his first time on the show.
Appreciate it.
When I say the word hero to you, Danny, who's the first person that comes to mind?
My father.
Tell me why.
Because I saw what I did not want to be. I saw the struggles. I saw the struggles that he faced as growing up, and I'm like, I didn't want to go through those same struggles. I want to do something better for me and for my children.
It's awesome. I love that answer. Very good. All right. How about you, Blake?
Not to piggyback off of that, but honestly, I'm going to say my mom actually, just because I admit that the beginning of my career, especially, let's just say it wasn't as easy to get breaking into it, even though I literally grew up around the industry. She helped mold me into what I am as a professional, and not just that, but as a person. And I think that she also takes that that approach with me to the agents in our office as well, is that she is a mentor, a coach. And I think that those are types of things that make great heroes.
But Ted, can I interrupt you?
Sure.
So what about you?
Show.
It's your show. What about you? Nobody really asked you. What about you? You found the.
Can we edit this out later? What's the question? Who's my hero?
Yeah.
What do I think of?
Yeah.
That's such a great question. I don't think I've ever been asked that. I'm going to say, wow, hero. I'm a man of faith. So that's the first thing I think of. So I'm just going to go with what, I'm a man of faith. So God, I think of God immediately. I don't think of an individual. I could think of a million. I've had a lot of mentors along the way. I didn't have a close relationship with my parents. So I didn't really have that growing up, but I had a lot of people who were in my life, a lot of people, grandparents, aunts and uncles, things like that, who came in and really helped mold me and helped shape me. But faith has always been so huge in my life. So that to me is when I think of hero, I think of my faith. And so God and all that good stuff. So that's a great question. I need to come up with a more interesting answer. That's all right. No, that's what this is all about.
Right?
Yes, Danny, thank you so much for that. No, I'm kidding. It was awesome. All right. So how can they reach you guys? Give them your contact information. We have the website scrolling across the bottom for Blake and the brokerage, but tell us the best way they can find you.
Blake?
Yes. So, you can call or text me anytime at 407-748-0484. I'm pretty active on Instagram as well. You can just broker Blake Blahut or just Blake Blahut. You'll find me. I have the cool logo. You'll know what I mean when you find it. And I'm always engaging on there, so you can contact me there as well.
Awesome. And how about you, Danny?
Me? Well, they can contact me through you.
Good,
At the end of
absolutely.
the day, it's all about relationships, isn't it? So I truly believe in that, and I want to personally thank you for inviting me to come out together with a guest from one of our affiliates.
It's an honor.
And so it is an honor for me to come back to your show and continue this long-lasting relationship.
Amen to that. This is relationships right here, guys. If you're not doing that and you're investing in God knows what, look, leads will get you a place, but the relationships, that's what is good for your heart and your soul and for your business. So reach out to Danny, reach out to Blake if you want to get to them and you can't find them for some reason. You guys can, you can reach out to me. Thank you both for being on the show. It was an honor. I loved it. I love to hear about stuff. You guys are excited. And that's what we want to hear right now. We were talking about that a little earlier. We want to hear the positive. We know that the world is good. And these are some two good guys that are helping make sure that the world's good in the real estate world. All right. We'll see you guys soon.
Ted's the one.
All right. Here we go. Bye, everybody. This is the new part. Ted has to actually work.